these a bunch of beautiful tomatoes. The tomatoes, not the tomatoes. The tomatoes! We're gonna make a nice Italian red sauce, which to me is the basis of all great Italian cooking. It uses a marinara sauce. And well, we've got so many tomatoes here on the rancho that we've got to start saucing some of them up and using them for, well, things like spaghetti and lasagna in the future. We're not going to can them per se, under pressure canning here. You have to be very careful with tomatoes because of the acidic level. You could set yourself up for potential botulism. So we're going to take the safer way out. We're going to jar this up and we're going to keep it under refrigeration. That way it'll keep beautifully in there for at least 4 to 6 weeks. It'll be great. It'll have no problem at all. And we'll be able to enjoy it for, well, the fall coming up, which is a great time to enjoy Italian cooking. It's easy to make. The real trick is getting the skin off of the tomatoes, which we'll show you. We're going to use the boiling water method and some ice plunge, and that's going to help the skins come off real easily. We're going to need some tomato paste too. I guess we're cooking up probably about 10 pounds of tomatoes here, so it's going to be a nice sauce. Of course, tomatoes are 40% water, so we're going to have to get the good parts out of it and leave the watery seed mess and all that behind. Now, I will also say this: the preferred tomato to use for making sauce is the Roma type tomato, particularly the San Marzano tomatoes from Italy. They're the plum type of tomato. They have very little smaller moisture content, not a small amount, but smaller than regular tomatoes, but these should do a great duty. These are just beautifully ripe, absolutely wonderful tomatoes here, and these are going to do a great job. Let's start boiling some water and get into it. All right, we've got our water boiling merrily away here. Now we need to get a knife, and we need to find a nice sharp one here, and we're just going to core out the bad parts of the tomato, which really just means the stem part. Take that out. And some of it where we've got a little bit of stress on the little stretching, and it causes some stressing on the top, and it doesn't really affect the taste, but it looks kind of doesn't look too appetizing. So we're going to cut out the top of the stem part here. Some people leave it on. To me, it gives a place to start for the peel to come off, but I'm going to ensure that the peel comes off, because not only am I coring the top here, but I'm also putting a little X in the bottom to give it a place to start. And I'm going to do about 4 tomatoes at a time. See how I'm just doing that little X on the bottom? That gives it a little starter. It's like when you have Italian loaf bread, or whatever bread you're baking, and you want to give a place where the pressure can be relieved from baking. So what we're going to do is drop these in to the boiling water, and be careful with this part, okay? And we're going to put these in here for about 45 seconds, and then we're going to drop them into the ice cold bath here. And what that's going to do is it's going to help expand the tomatoes a bit, and then it's going to shock them once we put it into the, you can see the peel's already coming off right there. How awesome is that? See that? That peel already coming off. Ooh, runaway tomato right back in there. So give a couple more minutes. We got some big ones here. Not a couple more minutes, but a few more seconds. And we're going to drop and shock here. So just bring it right back. Turn that off the heat for a minute. Drain off what you can. Drop it into the ice bath. Right there. And that's going to allow for that peel to come right off of there. And that's going to be easy peasy. We're going to do 4 at a time. And I'm going to get another big pot here. This will be my what we normally put our turkey roaster in, and I'll start to collect the tomatoes that are skinned here. Now I'll go ahead and just pull. Look at how easily that comes off. And I also have a chance to take my knife and pull off any kind of imperfections. Get them off too on here. So I'm going to do that also. And look at how easy that just peels off. And that's exactly what you want. Okay? Very easy. Now they're going to be a little bit hard to handle. So make sure they're going to be very slippery. And then right into there it goes, right into our waiting pan. Pull off the rest. Look at how easy that skin comes off. It's like a dream, huh? This method works good. You can also roast it. You can get it on a fork and hold it over the fire and roast it a bit too if you want. That helps it also come off. So make sure you get all of that skin off. Okay? Right into there. Okay? Then we'll do these 4 and then I'll do the rest of them. Okay? Do that off the video. Okay? I love this method for taking the skin off. It just works great. Any other areas that you see? This is a good time to do a final cleanup on your tomatoes before they go into the. You're going to be de-seeding them. Okay. So anything that's the least bit unsightly, you want to move that out too. Get rid of that. And it's just so easy. This is called the shock and awe of tomato skin removal. Okay, and there you have your first 4 beautifully skinned tomatoes. So I'm going to do the rest of them. What I'm also going to do is get ready to seed them later, and I'll show you an easy way to do that, cutting them laterally across and then just squeezing out using our finger to scoop out what we can in the middle. So I will wash my hands here. I will turn off the video camera and get the rest of these all peeled, okay? Well, there they are. They're all beautifully skinned. They're no problem. If you're having problems getting the skin off, they're probably not ripe enough. There's your basic problem. So now we want to try to seed them to the greatest extent possible. Let me grab one here. These are a little slippery. I don't want to lose them. And all that you need to do is slice these laterally across. Okay, don't cut yourself here. Okay? And then open them up and then just take your finger and just get the seeds out. Just pull them out right there. Okay, that's going to be a little more labor intensive, but the results are going to be worth it. You're going to get about 90% of the seeds. Okay, you can see how clean these cavities come out. It's really not that. It's going to take about 15 minutes, and you know, if you think it's a lot of work, think about the beautiful finished product you're going to have today. And there she is, all seeded out. We can just put that in there, in that one. Do the other half too, and this way it kind of ensures that you get all of the at least 90-95% of the seeds. There's devices and other ways to seed them. I've always just had good luck with this. It's relatively quick. I'm going a little slower for the camera here, just for the sake of demonstration. So there we go. Okay, I'm going to seed the rest of these. These seeds aren't useful for planting because these are hybridized varieties. They're not heirloom varieties, so they're not going to grow true to whatever was being harvested. They could favor either parent plant. So that's why we don't save the seeds. If they were heritage varieties, which I don't think do real well in California, that would be a different story. Okay. going really good. It just comes out of there so easily. We're not losing any of the meat of it. It's all going right into the pot here. Okay, real good. All right. Oh, they're a little slippery. Just pick them up and grab them. Get all those seeds on out of there, just like so. Okay. All right, I'll see you guys back here in a little bit when the seeding is done. That took about 20 minutes to seed, to cut, prepare, to get the skins off. Not bad. It might take you about a half hour or so. And probably 95 to 96% of the seeds are out now. It's really good. And all of it's captured right here. Don't throw this away. It's got all that great juice in it. And what we want to do now is strain this, we may make a nice tomato soup here for a nice lunch. Okay, you don't want to waste anything with these bad boys. This will be a basis of a very nice tomato soup. You just want to gently swirl that around and let all of those seeds be captured. It'll take a little bit of time to do that, but it's definitely worth it. Okay. I don't like to waste anything. And then we have really, truly pure tomato juice, and we'll reserve a little bit of our tomato paste. Get all that goodness. I'm just pressing that. I'm treating it like a press now, getting all that out. All that has that liquid in it. And there, I think you'll agree, that's been one very thorough job of prepping those tomatoes. Plus, we have some really good tomato juice here to make a wonderful tomato soup, which we will do if we have time. So we're going to actually sit that on the side now and work on that later, spice that up and make a nice tomato soup for lunch to kind of celebrate our day of the tomato. The next thing we want to do is just very rapidly dice up the tomatoes here, and we can begin the cooking process, which is basically like any Italian cooking. I want to take a separate pan here. I want to get a skillet out, and I have one nice onion here, and I have some garlic, and I want to start to chop the onion really fine, chop the garlic, get that cooked and translucent, and then we're going to add our tomatoes in and our spices, and it's going to be fantastico, huh? Are you with me so far? Yeah, so far. And look at this. I've got one little bit of juice on my drawers here, but I'll tell you, the top is clear and it's clean. Pretty amazing. So, okay, let's get on with the show. All right, well, Jen was kind enough the other day to pick me up a nice white onion. I had some other onion left here. So this is going to be about maybe 1.5, 1 3/4 onions. We want to get that outside membrane off the onion here, like so. That ain't very good eating. Okay, taking that membrane right off there. All right, all gone. Excellent. All right, and voila. Okay. I'll take this onion and prep this up too. Okay. Pour that off, and then I just kind of work down and finally chop that like that, and that busts into very small little pieces there, and that's beautiful for our sauce. I don't have the best knife skills, but I will tell you that they are effective, which is all that I care about, getting it done. This one's a little bigger piece, so I'll flip her like that. And I'm not even crying. How about that? Okay, let's cut our last one here, and then I'll prep the garlic. You can have it as chunky as you want. I prefer to cut into the smaller pieces because it imparts better flavor into your tomato sauce. So there's our onion, and I'm going to go ahead and kind of do the same thing to our garlic here. I'm going to take out about 4 nice cloves of garlic there, and that should really be good. Prep that up. You need to remove the, you need to cut the skins off of it. Make a little more room over here and make me all teary over here. So what I do is cut off each of the little ends, and then I just peel the little wrapper off like so, and it comes off real easily. Sit that aside. Do your other cloves. And this is really, garlic is really the basis. Good garlic, nice good fresh garlic from Gilroy, the garlic capital of the world in the South Bay of San Francisco down there. I think every July they have the Gilroy Garlic Festival. Okay, just taking off that little bit of membrane on the outside, protecting all that garlic goodness. Got one more to do here. Makes it easy to peel when you take those 2 little ends off there. Okay, some people want to use a garlic press to do the garlic. I don't like it. I just chop it kind of finely. It seems to work out just perfect for me. Get all of that membrane off like so. Okay. Make sure your hands are good and washed beforehand. And then all you're going to do is to just kind of shave the garlic here. You want it to almost liquefy. Remember that scene in Goodfellas where Paulie's in the jail there, and he's cooking up the, he's making the sauce for the pasta, and they're cooking up a steak, and it's stinking up the joint, something awful. And he's using a razor blade to cut that garlic, and he's telling the other guy, don't make that garlic too thick or something. You better chop that garlic finely. You want to cook for an Italian, be prepared for some critique when you're doing it. That's for sure. So. All right, one more little piece here. All right. And that should be just perfect. So what I want to do now is swing over there. I'm going to get my olive oil out. Put a couple tablespoons in the bottom of the pan. I'm going to get cleaned up over here, and let's get on with the show. That's starting to cook down there, and I've got also a little bit of carrot that I'm dicing up here. And the reason this looks like a lot, but it's a tiny amount because I actually shaved the carrot I want to use, and what this is going to do is knock back some of the acidity. Some people use sugar. I find it a little bit of very finely diced carrot will actually almost liquefy. It will almost liquefy in the pot. So what we want to do is throw that in there too, and that helps to cut the acid down because of the sweetness of it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and runaway knife. Gonna go ahead and put that in there and cook that down a bit too. Alright, and that'll be good. I got my heat on low. I'm not trying to kill it. I'm just trying to make it translucent here. Okay, next thing I want to do is get my spices out. Spices is where a lot of people part companies with each other. Most of the people I know like a very spicy red sauce, so I like to use 2 tablespoons with this quantity of, I'm actually going to use 2.5 tablespoons of Italian seasoning. I want to use 1 tablespoon of salt. And of course, you'll be doing this to taste. Okay, and then I've got the coarse ground pepper, and this is going to spike it up a little bit here. I'll put a tablespoon of that in. I've also got some basil, put a half a tablespoon of that in. Make sure your spices are good, okay? They don't last forever, okay? And when I put those spices in, the aromatics that they release are unbelievable in there. Unbelievable. It smells so good, it's unreal. Alright, I gotta find the vinegar and I'll be right back. Alright, I got that heating up good. I like to put a little red wine vinegar, a couple tablespoons of that in too. It helps intensify the flavor. So everything is looking good, and the smell here is just amazing. I'm going to go ahead and add 3.5 cans now of tomato paste. I'm going to reserve a little bit of the tomato paste for the soup. Try to get all of that goodness out of there. That's pretty good. Comes number 3. And what the tomato paste is like a intensifier for flavor. It's like tremendously boiled down, simmered down tomatoes, and it really intensifies things. So, got a little aggressive with that. I think I'll take a bit of that back. I'm going to have that for the soup. So I'm going to set that aside. And go ahead and stir that in and let that meld in there real good. Mix together. Okay, now at this point I can go ahead and carefully add my tomatoes in here. Okay, now it's simply a matter of working it all in real good. The smell in here is amazing. What we're going to do now is let that start to work down really good. Okay, so stand by. We're not done yet. We're going to go ahead and add 3 cups of water to that, and what that does is it allows enough of it to begin cooking down, and of course a lot of this will evaporate as it's cooking here, and it will allow everything, it'll be the glue that sort of holds everything together with our beautiful sauce here. As this heats up, these tomatoes will start to break down. Some of them will actually liquefy. If you find any big chunks, you can just run your spoon through them. Okay. look absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to take the rest of my tomato paste. Well, we'll do a separate video on that. Alright, so we're going to let that simmer a bit. I'm going to take the knife. Any bigger pieces I see that feel a little tough, I'm just going to whack them a little bit with the side of the spoon. Help break them down a little bit. You can see it's already looking like a beautiful red sauce. And then it's simply a matter of adding the spices. This is just a base spicing here. It's simply a matter of adding the spices until you get to a point where you've got the taste where you want it. If you want a bold taste, you put a lot more Italian seasoning into it. If you want a milder taste, you put less in. You might pop 1 tablespoon of sugar into it if you want to sort of cut the acid a little bit. I always recommend carrots. You can't even see the carrots in here now, but they do a beautiful job. Of cutting some of that acid down. Okay? We'll see you guys in a little bit. All right, are you excited? We've got some bonus cooking to do today. While that is firing away, and this is the tomato juice that we strained out of all the tomatoes when we seeded them here. We cut them and seeded them, and it yielded a lot of liquid here. So we're going to use about half a can of tomato paste. Yeah, I've done better jobs of getting tomato paste out of cans, I can guarantee you that. Whoa. I think the Indiana Men's State Prison cooking class would have done a better job of getting that stuff out there. But I'm going to go add that half a can of tomato paste in now. Get that put in good. In the meantime, my tomato sauce is cooking away and beautifully over here, and it's now reached the point where it's boiling away over here. So now I want to go ahead and get my lid and cover that. I'm going to let that go for about maybe an hour or so, and what that's going to do is bring all those great flavors together over here. So let me go ahead and find my top somewhere in here. And I'll cover that up. Make sure that lid's on good, and turn that down to the. I'm actually going to transfer that to the back because instead of I have a double ring burner up front. So I want that to go onto the single burner in the back, and there we go. In the meantime, we can work on our soup here. Okay, so I'm going to put a teaspoon of the salt in. Okay, and I use sea salt because it doesn't have silica, which is cut glass that helps to prevent sticking together. About a quarter tablespoon, about a half a teaspoon of basil in there, which is good, and I need a little bit of more finely ground pepper here. So I'm going to use a half a teaspoon of that. Pop that in there. All right. Still getting some of this tomato juice out the tomato paste out of the can here. Then I just want to go ahead and stir that really good And that's going to thick up and it's going to be delicious, and we're going to season this to taste. This is better than anything you can get out of a can, I can guarantee you that. Let that work down and come together really good. We're going to add a few more. We're going to do this to taste. This is just a base taste on that. Isn't that beautiful? Don't you just love cooking? I went in and added a little rough cayenne pepper flakes and a couple shakes of Lowry's seasoned salt, because that has a lot of the good spices like garlic and things built into it. And that's really looking like a beautiful soup now, huh? Oh, that's tasting great too. All right, now let that cook down some more. All right, Jan, have a seat there. Our nice silky tomato soup. I'm gonna get some in a minute. I just want to take care of you first. Just helping with that. You got some crackers there. How nice is that? Huh? Nice tomato soup.
Mucho deliciosa.
Let's zero in on Missy now. Nothing like it on a cold day today, huh?
That's right, because it's freezing outside.
Good flavor?
It's
That's from
delicious.
your own tomatoes that you grew. Your own tomatoes. Nothing artificial added. That's your own
No
tomato.
GMO, no nothing.
Well, I don't know about the GMO, but we don't add pesticides. And this is all your own tomato juice from being strained out there with
Grown with love.
All right, I'm going to join you. Okay, got my first little dot of red on me today. I'm going to join Missy Jen. Isn't it nice when you can grow your own tomatoes? Not only do you get a nice spaghetti sauce, you get fresh eating tomatoes, but you also get a really nice tomato soup, nice and thick. Good, good, good. Got some spice to it, a little bit of wang to it. Huh? She grew them. I cook them up. There we go, guys. Enjoying a nice lunch. So you get some bonus footage today with tomato soup, in addition to our sauce, which we'll be canning in a little bit. Okay, putting that up and refrigerating that, and then we got some nice sauces to use going forward. All right. Get out of here now and let some girls enjoy lunch, okay? That goddamn camel.
Get out of here.
All right, our sauce has been doing real great. Simmered down. You can see how beautiful it looks now. It's just gorgeous. It just tastes phenomenal. It's so nice, and the beauty is when this sits in jars in the refrigerator, it's just going to get better and better and better. And remember, because this is not, we're not pressure canning this or trying to get this so it can be shelf stable. We're trying to have it we can just refrigerate it. Okay, it's a lot safer. You know, if you're not a really good canner and you're canning tomatoes and things, and if you don't know what you're doing, you could put yourself at risk for botulism. So what I want to do now is I've cleaned this little pot out really thoroughly here, and I want to go ahead and I want to start carefully filling up. And these are all heat tolerant. You can't just put this in regular glass, okay? This has to be definitely heat tolerant glass, and we want to run that up just like so. Okay. Sit my pot like that, and then I can immediately pop my lid right on. And after a while, you'll hear boop. You'll hear a popping as that sets. And isn't that beautiful? Okay, we're ready for our next one. It's been a lot of fun today, and it's taken about 3 hours. And you can, if you had a bigger pot, you could do 30, 40, 50 pounds of tomatoes, and you could set up enough sauce for, well, months, whatever you wanted to, whatever you wanted. So, okay, that one got a little high to the top, so I think I'll go ahead and just slice that off like that. And put that top on like so. Alright, here comes the next one here. This is just a very safe way to put up your tomatoes if you're going to use them in a relatively short period of time. So this gives us about 1 gallon of really especially good super duper rosy super duper sauce there. Be having some of that for dinner tomorrow night. This has pretty much reached the point where I can safely pour this in. And that put it almost up to 1 gallon there. All right, beautiful. Beautiful jars. I'll go ahead and rinse them off real good, clean up, and we'll have a few final words. Alright, Missy Jen, we have our sauce, our red sauce, huh? This is going to be really tasty. I want to thank you guys for being along today. It was fun to do this. And you know what? We get a lot of tomatoes here on the rancho, and we don't like to waste anything around here, do we?
We hate wasting.
We hate wasting. So we've made maximum use of these tomatoes. We made a gallon of good red sauce here, all natural, nothing added to it, really tasty. And with the juice we were able to extract from the tomatoes, we made lunch today.
Soup, yeah, tomato soup. It was good.
It was good soup, nice and spicy, just the way that
Yeah.
Missy likes it. The only thing we ended up throwing away was the seeds today, which is exactly as it should be. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for being along as we knocked off the Italian red sauce today and a really nice tomato soup lunch while we were at it. See, I always give bonus when I'm in here on YouTube. Thanks so much for being along, everybody. Thumbs up are appreciated, and if you liked it, give it a share. Hit the share button and leave a nice comment below.
That's right.
As Jen says. We love you guys. Thanks so much.